슈나이더 일렉트릭의 디에고 아레세스 시니어 바이스 프레지던트의 발표를 듣겠습니다. 여러분 큰 박수로 환영해 주시기 바랍니다.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to present in front of all of you today. I represent Schneider Electric and the Process Automation North Asia Vice President. And the title of our presentation today is Powering the Digital Economy. But considering the type of company Schneider is a presentation focused in energy mainly. We could be calling this presentation Digitizing the Power Economy. So I'm going to go through the slides. I'm going to explain you what the energy platform is for Schneider. But to start, what I would like to do is I would like to present you a short movie about what Schneider does and what Schneider is.
Sustainable farming is going to be more important every year that goes by. We believe technology is one of the tools that can help farmers stay sustainable as a financial business, but also within the environment they operate.
Farming has changed dramatically over the last 20, 30, 40 years. The biggest challenges we're facing is the rising costs of water compliance. So we're looking towards the technology to try and reduce our costs.
Scot Farmer is a software and hardware solution that's been used by farmers in New Zealand to help them to manage and monitor water assets on their farm. That platform has a powerful alert system. The software servers are connected to the irrigators and to the pumps 24/7, and that remote access can be via any connected device. It allows us to adjust the amount of water we apply to the land. We're targeting different soil types under an irrigator or different crops under an irrigator that require a different amount of water. Scot Farmer allows the ability to integrate with the actual weather observations, but also the weather forecasts that are coming, and make adjustments on the fly to the irrigator before Scot Farmer. These irrigation systems were left running and water was wasted.
I look at our flow meters, and sometimes a machine might be saving up to 50% of its allocated water use, and I could contribute that to the efficient use of Scot Farmer. I wouldn't go back without it.
Built on Azure IoT, Schneider Electric allows us to collect and analyse the data needed to deliver the insights our customers require to stay competitive. To transform the way we farm, we need a trusted cloud platform that is as global and local as our own industry. And that's why we went with Schneider Electric and Microsoft.
So just to put the presentation in context, this is one of the things that Schneider does, where we can not only demonstrate the power of the platform, the energy platform, or EcoStruxure, as you will see later on, but also the capability that Schneider has in terms of having connected devices, edge control, application softwares and services, and along the cloud platform that we are going to be discussing during the presentation, we are able to deliver solutions like this in this particular case for the food and beverage segment, but we cover many segments in the market. Now, let me take you to the concept of why we need to embrace the digital transformation, why cloud platforms are so important, and why we need to go through the digitization process. This is something that was shown today. In this slide, this slide is coming from The Economist. You have two tables. You have the market capitalization of the 10 largest companies in 2006. And as you can see, the 10 largest companies in 2006 are all capital-intensive companies. If you take a look at the market capitalization of the largest 10 companies in 2016, all those companies, or most of them, are IT, digital companies, and most of them are cloud platform companies, or are platform companies. This is a major transformation in the market. And this is the major value that was created in the market in just 10 years. In addition, when you take a look at the text, in 1990, the 3 top car makers in Detroit had annual revenues for $250 billion, a market capitalization of $36 billion, and 1.2 million employees. In 2014, the top 3 companies in Silicon Valley had almost the same amount of revenues, a market capitalization of 1 trillion versus the 36 billion of the car companies, and only 137,000 employees. This is a similar slide, just comparing companies or traditional companies in the asset-intensive space of the business versus, let's say, cloud-based companies. There is a comparison between BMW and Uber, Marriott and Airbnb, Walt Disney and Facebook, Kodak and Instagram. You can compare the traditional asset-intensive companies with the companies powered by digital platforms, and when you take a look at the number of employees and market capitalization, you begin to realize why there was this massive switch between the capitalization of companies with asset-intensives and the cloud-based companies or the digital companies. In addition, this is another slide to somehow explain everyone that if we don't embrace digitization, if we don't embrace the new technologies, if we are not able to transform our companies, embrace technology to generate the change that we want to generate, we are going to disappear from the market. Therefore, we better embrace the technologies coming in, we adopt those technologies and we use them in our business. The transformation is just not a technological transformation, it's also a business transformation. Therefore, extremely important that we consider the major disruptions going on in the market, that we embrace them, and we will be able to overcome the challenges posed by those companies disrupting the market. This is an example of all the assets that somehow disappeared because of the coming on of the iPhones. Now, let's discuss a bit about Schneider Electric. So, to define who we are as a company, to define what we do, what we usually do is we take a look at the market trends. And these are the market trends that we see. We see a world that is more electrical in the future. By 2020, there will be twice more consumption of electricity than energy. We see a world that is more digitized. By 2020, there will be 10 times more devices connected than people. We see a world that is more decarbonized with less emissions, where we believe that over 80% of the efficiency is still untapped. And we see a world that is more decentralized. Power generation, electricity generation is going to go from centralized power stations to very decentralized generation. We will discuss about that later on. 70% of the increase in capacity between now and 2040 is going to come from renewable sources. In addition, as a company, we are trying to solve this equation. In the next 20 years, energy consumption is going to be increasing by 50%. But in addition, based upon the different treaties signed around the world, emissions should be cut by half. If we want to continue increasing energy consumption, but we want to decrease emissions that are strongly associated to energy consumption, we will have to increase the efficiency of everything that we do by a factor of 3. And the only way to do that is digitization. Therefore, if we are not able to move towards a more digital world, we will not be able to solve the dilemma that this equation is posing on us. Two major transformations in the market. Many of you perhaps are not realizing about this one, but there is a major transformation similar to the transformation that's happening in the digital world. There's a major transformation in the energy world, in the electrical world, if you will. If you pay attention, energy generation or power generation is not longer done by massive power stations. Power generation is gradually being not longer centralized, but scattered. We are going from big power stations to very small power stations scattered all over the place. We are going from non-sustainable, non-renewable sources of power generation to renewable sources of power generation. And we are going from fixed loads, or consumers that are not moving to loads that are moving all the time, and in many cases they are also generating electricity. Again, going from centralized generation to decentralized generation, going from non-renewables to renewables, going from fixed loads to mobile loads, and in many cases those loads are generating electricity. This is creating a major transformation, and this transformation is because of two reasons: sustainability and mobility. Now, the loads moving, the consumption moving, this is creating a major dilemma for all the companies trying to transfer the energy between consumers and suppliers. Therefore, there has to be a smart way to be able to trade that energy from small consumers, small generators, and somebody will have to manage those transactions, and cloud platforms are going to play an important role in connecting buyers and sellers of energy, and this is going to be one of the big things that we are going to be doing in the next couple of years. The second transformation is the one that we've been discussing today during most of the conference, and it's about IoT, connectivity. As I mentioned when I was talking about the trends, I said that by 2020 there will be 10 times more connected devices than people. We are estimating by 2020 there will be 50 billion devices connected. When you're able to connect devices, when you're able to send digital information up, you will be able to connect information coming from the plant floor and information coming from the business systems. And when you combine information coming from the business systems and the plant floor or the ground, you are able to combine information about prices and production and generate value for the users. This is a second major transformation, the transformation of connectivity, the transformation of digitization that allows us to gather much more information, analyze the information, and take decisions with the outcome of that information. Based upon these 4 slides that I just showed you, we define who we are as a company. We define what we do as a company. And what we do as a company is we create connected technologies that ensure that life is on. This is a Schneider. Schneider is focusing life. We ensure that life is on everywhere, for everyone, at every moment. And we usually say that life is on when energy is on. This is our company. This is the value of our company. And we say that we are the leader in digital transformation of energy management and automation. If we want to manage energy, we need to focus in automation. And automation for us is automation for process control, automation for smart grids. And this is the size of our company. Schneider is a company of 24.7 billion euros in 2016. We invest close to 5% of our revenues in research and development, and we are close to 150,000 people in 100 countries. Now, those are the market trends. Based upon the market trends, based upon the values of Schneider, we define what we do, we define who we are. And as part of who we are, so what we do, as I mentioned, is we make energy, life is on if energy is on. We make energy safer or safe, reliable, connected, sustainable, and efficient. And to do that, we take the 3 major portfolios that we have at Schneider: software, automation, and energy. We combine those 3 portfolios, and we come up with a systems architecture called EcoStructure. Because again, Schneider is not a pure clouds company. We are an assets-intensive company. We have a complete offer, and we are able to build an architecture with connected devices, edge control, software and applications, and to send information to the cloud. And that systems architecture that is open, interoperable, and IoT-enabled is called EcoStructure. This architecture has a cloud associated to it, and we are able to connect devices and send information to the cloud and deliver the services that you saw in the first movie to customers like farmers in New Zealand. This is an example of the architecture that I was talking about: 3 layers, connected devices, edge control, software, applications, and services. We do this for 4 end markets, and the 4 end markets are building, data centers, industry, and infrastructure. And we do it in 6 different domains: building, power, IT, machine, plant, and grid. This is an example of the architecture with the devices that we have in the organization. So we have connected devices, edge control, software and analytics. We go across with cybersecurity. We can do this either on premises, in the facilities of our customers, or we can do it on the cloud. And 2 major values, IoT and the conversions of IT and OT. Finally, this is our platform. This is our cloud platform. Our cloud platform has been developed with partners like Microsoft. Microsoft Azure is hosting us, and we have developed our cloud platform inside. They are the ones hosting the services that we provide. And it has 3 major components. One component that is the one that allows us to connect the devices that we have in the organization or devices from partners. The second component is about smart operations, because we send information to the cloud, we collect information, we analyze information, and we take decisions. And the third component is about that enables services for Schneider, services for our users, and services for our partners. At the end of the day, this is what we do. We connect devices, we collect the information, we analyze the information, and this is something we were discussing today during the previous presentations, and then we take decisions. In the past, we used to collect information, but we were not able to store the information and take decisions. Now we can do that, and we can take decisions, and the decisions can be taken by companies like Schneider or our partners or the users by themselves. Very quickly, a short movie about the way we see the future.
Call Jacqueline. Hey, Jacqueline, did you edit the production data yet so I can prepare my monthly status report?
Just working on it.
Good. I'll be back in 10 minutes after my daily tour of the plant, and we can go over everything then. End call. Jim. Hey, Jim. What just happened? Looks like we had a shutdown on the kiln motor.
Yeah, I know, but no problem. We've temporarily reduced the feed rate to the kiln to prevent it from tripping again. It looks like we had an overload condition, but I found the problem right away and fixed it. I didn't even have to leave the office.
How did you manage that?
It's this new Schneider electric process control system we have now. It's loaded with real-time diagnostic features that basically guided me right to the problem. For example, we've got dynamic views of all field-level devices like that kiln motor, plus their linked objects. It's going to save me a lot of trips to the plant floor.
Sounds good. Thanks for that. Talk to you later. End call. Call Brian.
So, just a short movie. We didn't show the short movie, but we used to say that this is the way we see the future. The future is today. Many of these applications are already running in some plants. Rather than using Google Glasses, we are using iPads, but that's what's going on today. This is what we call Industry 4.0. This is what we call smart plants, and that's what we are trying to deploy here in Korea. A couple of key takeaways, and sorry for rushing during the last part of the presentation. As I mentioned, energy consumption is going to be increasing by 50% in the next 20 years, and our challenge is to decrease emissions by half, and therefore we have to step up our efficiency by 3 times. In addition, I mentioned the revolution happening in the power generation, in the electricity generation business, this from centralized to decentralized, from non-renewables to renewables, from fixed loads to moving loads and loads generating electricity. This is a major transformation, and the only way to manage this transformation, to manage the trades that are going to happen between consumers and suppliers, is digitization. And that digitization effort will need a platform because users and buyers are going to be concentrated in that particular platform. We say that we are the leader in digital transformation in energy management and automation, and EcoStruxure is our solution. It's our system architecture that helps us to manage energy, and EcoStruxure has the cloud platform that I was discussing in one of the slides. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
네, 고맙습니다.